Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Kent Jackway. I'm the Director of Annuities here at Gordon Marketing. Today we're going to be talking about the Allianz 222, and more specific, how do you 222? Basically meaning if you're already selling this product, how are you doing it? If you haven't sold it yet, this is going to be a good introduction to this product, and it's going to point out the one big feature of this product that everybody seems to miss, in my opinion. The people around the country that I've talked to that sell this product, this is pretty much the #1 selling product in the index annuity industry for several reasons. Number one being, the fact that Allianz is the largest index annuity company. They have the most sales consistently year in and year out, and they're probably one of the best marketing organizations I've ever seen in my life. They do a great job of recruiting, a great job of getting their products out there and getting people excited about them. So today what we're going to do is we're going to break down the 222, explain exactly how it works, and then we're going to talk about one aspect of the product that I believe only Gordon Marketing has the answer for. So we'll go ahead and get right into it. First things first, housekeeping. If you do have questions today, please just fill those out in the question section. Don't use the raise your hand feature. Just type your questions out. I'll be more than happy to pause and answer your questions as we go, and then we'll also open it up in the end for a question section, or a question series at the end. So here we go. Without delay, how do you 222? The first thing you have to understand about this product is performance is key. Performance means everything to the 222. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you're taking notes, write that down, because this means everything in this product. Performance is the key to the Allianz 222. Everything, every benefit, every enhancement, every feature, everything hinges on how the strategies or the crediting methods inside the product perform. So let's take a look at it. Here is a 10-year back test of each one of the strategies offered in the 222. You got the Barclays, you got the blended, where they're going to blend together several indexes. You got the NASDAQ, the PIMCO Tactical, the Russell 2000, and then S&P 500 options. So you can see the returns there. What those returns represent is, if you would have bought this product in November 10 years ago, that's the performance history of each one of those strategies based on the current caps, spreads, and everything's 100% par. So what we're going to do for this next example, to show you how it works, we're going to focus in just on the #1 performer, which is the 1-year PIMCO Tactical Balance Index with a 3.35 spread. So we're going to assume that an agent picked just this account and put 100% of the allocation towards it. So let's go ahead and move forward here. You have to understand that there's two options, or two accounts moving at the same time. Just like any other product that has an income rider. You're going to have #1, an index side, and then you're going to have #2, an income side. So this is very common. We've seen this in several products. But one big thing that happens in this product is the income side is locked in for 10 years. So you cannot turn on the income during the first 9 years. You have to wait until year 10. So turning on income in year 4 or 5, or starting income right away, this is not the product for that. You are forced to wait until the 10th year to start income. So let's start off with $100,000. Let's say we have $100,000 going into this product. First thing that happens is, on the income side, you get a 15% bonus. Only on the income side. So that side's going to start out with $115,000. Then we're going to take a look and see exactly how that PIMCO strategy did year by year. So at the end of 2007, starting 2006, end of 7, it performed at a 12.37 rate. Now, that's not the index rate. The index actually performed higher than that. This is after we apply the crediting strategy. So 12.37 is what would have been credited in 2007 to this account. So the index account will go up by 12.37 or go up to 112,370. Now, here's where the big bonus comes in. This product has a 50% bonus. And that's what they're going to put on all the ads and all the, any flyers you see. They're going to really blow up that 50% bonus. But let's look and see exactly how that works. The bonus affects whatever the index did. So in this year, the index did 12.37. So on the income side, you're going to actually credit 18.56%, which makes that account off the 115 go up to 136,344, which is awesome. That's a great start. But understand, and this is the key, there are no guaranteed roll-up rates in this product. So if you're used to selling indexed annuities that have guaranteed roll-up rates, this product does not have it. And that's why we say the key to this product is performance. The only way that that income account grows is if the index account performs. So the income account is going to get whatever the index account does plus that 50% bonus. So as we go through the years, at the end of 2008, the PIMCO was down. It was negative. Or it was not positive enough to eclipse the 3.35 spread. So that means on the income side, there's a 0. At the end of 2009, same thing. We had no return. So these accounts are just staying at the current levels they are. End of 2010, same thing, zeros. I have to apologize. I've been battling a cold. So bear with me on that. End of 2011, the PIMCO credited a 2.16% gain. So again, you add in the 50% bonus, and you would credit 3.24 on the income side. So that jumps that up to the 140. End of 2012, PIMCO did 4.6. That jumps that to 120, 50% bonus. Now we're at 150. I'm going to kind of go a little fast here to show you the rest of the years. 2013, no gain on the index side, so no gain on the income side. End of 14, PIMCO did really well. Add the bonus. Now we're up to 167 on the income side. End of 15, another nice gain. And finally, at the end of 2016, it did a small gain, and we credit with the bonus, so we ended it at 187,943. So, utilizing the best performing strategy, this product started at $100,000. Over 10 years, it grew the income side to 187,943. So, let's assume that we were meaning to turn income on in 10 years. That would be the equivalent of a 6.15 roll-up in a normal income rider product that you wait 10 years. So very competitive. It's right there with some of the good ones. But again, it's not guaranteed. Everything hinges on performance. So what if you would have chose, let's say, the NASDAQ, and you'd only had the 2.15? Well, your roll-up would only have been 4.68. Your final account value would only have been 157,960. What if you chose the S&P? Only a 1.66 10-year average. You're down at 3.93. What if you went with Barclays, which is the one they push? That's the one that they're just claiming is one of the greatest indexes ever created. You'd had a 6.29 roll-up. Or they're blended, which they also push. You'd have been at 4.65. What if you'd have chosen the worst one, the Russell? Your roll-up only would have been 3.84%. So what's that mean? At the end of the 10 years, the PIMCO, being the best, produced an ending balance of 187,943. If we factor in a 5% income factor, that means the client would have $9,397 is their guaranteed income base. If you would have went with the Russell all those years, do the same math, you'd have been down at $7,289. Guys, that's a difference of $2,108 a year. I mean, when you think about that, you have to bring this back to real life. You know, what happens with a client if they have an extra $2,108 every year during retirement that simply came from you selecting one box over another? What could they have done? They could have taken an extra cruise each year, or maybe went to Vegas and had a nice trip. Maybe if they've got grandkids out of town, they get to see them 2, maybe 3 more times because you knew which crediting method to pick. Or maybe they could finally buy that dream purchase that they wanted to make. And then you got to also understand, too, that each year after you turn that income on, you have the ability to increase the income. So if we're looking at the PIMCO versus the Russell again, and we go out to the 11th year, and let's say we have that same 3.39 versus 1.6, we would have credited with a 50% bonus 5.09, and we'd have brought that income up to $9,875. The Russell would have only went up 2.4, so now we have a difference of $2,400, and that's the new income base. Can't ever get lower than that. See, each year that you stay in this product, obviously you're going to stay in it forever once you turn on the rider, you have the ability to increase your client's income every year. That's a huge, huge, huge draw to the 222. But what you have to understand is, if we look back at those roll-ups, you know, that they're competitive, but you're going to start way lower than if you chose a guarantee. But again, choosing the right crediting method is the key. I mean, look at this. At the end of 13 years, now we've got a $3,000 difference for the client. And again, if you're going through your retirement years and you have an extra $3,000 just because your agent knew what to do, that's a life changer. So, how do you 222? Are you giving your clients accurate information, or are you just overpromising? Are you going off the carrier illustrations that only look at it January to January? How we do it here at Gordon Marketing is we use our methodology software that every single month, and if you've been on my webinars before, you're going to see some familiar screens here. Every single month, we do a 10-year back test. As soon as the first closing prices hit, we go out and update our software. And that tells us on a 10-year back test how each and every crediting method did. And we test every single crediting method in the industry. On a monthly basis, we track over 30 indices, 20 methods, 30 carriers, over 1,000 combinations. Our monthly report includes the top 10 performers, index trends, crediting method trends, and an article that I write. But it also gives you a little bit more than just the 10 years and the tracking of the methods and the indexes. We can also break it down and give you a top 100. And then we can do this. We can break down each carrier and show you that same list that I showed you at the beginning of the webinar and show you what each strategy did. We can also break it down by state or by AM Best rating. The point is this, guys. How are you selecting your crediting methods? If I had to guess, and if we were all honest with ourselves, it'd probably be like this, right? I mean, are you guys using some sort of back testing or some sort of analysis to select your crediting methods, or are you just guessing? Because the guessing is what can completely change a retiree's life. versus having actual knowledge of what these things did. Knowing now, if you understand that there's a major difference in these returns, even though the numbers aren't that far apart, 1.6 versus, 3.39. That's not a big variance in rate, but man, does it mean a lot to the client. The ramifications of your decisions are life-changing for people. I mean, I've been an agent, guys. I've been out there. I've worked with clients. I see it in their eyes when they talk about how their son had to take this, incredible job 1,800 miles away, and they only get to see their grandkids 3 or 4 times a year because they're on a fixed income. If by having the right tools and selecting the right crediting methods means that we can improve our clients' lives just by paying attention to what we're doing and utilizing these tools that now exist, guys, that's what we should be in the business for. That's what should bring, real fulfillment to doing what we do and why we do it. It's not just for commissions. It's not just to have freedom and run a business. We can literally affect the lives of people by having the correct information. Performance, guys. Performance is everything in this product. There is no guaranteed roll-up in the 222. So again, if you have your notes, performance is the key to the LIS 222, and there is no guaranteed roll-up in this product. That's the biggest thing you have to understand. Everything depends on the performance and how you're selecting those crediting methods. So, our message today, this is a quick webinar. We're not completely done, but we're real close. Our message today is don't do the 222 without Gordon marketing and methodology. In my opinion, guys, if you're out there selling this product, and there are thousands of you out there selling this product, you're selling it off that 50% bonus because it sounds like it's the greatest thing ever. And it is great. It's just a really interesting way to look at an income rider. But if that's really all you're pushing and all you're counting on to create a good return and set up a good income and have that increasing income, if you don't have the right crediting method selected and understand how time of year works and how some of those crediting methods are going to change if you're selling in November versus March versus June. If you don't have that knowledge, you're playing with fire with this product because it can be really bad, and it will considerably lower what that income is for your client. So let me open it up now for questions. Today I just wanted to really point out features of this product and show you exactly how our methodology software can affect a certain particular product. So, guys, if you have any questions, let me ask any questions along the way. So hopefully I either did a really good job explaining it or you guys aren't getting it. So let's take some time now and fire away. This is a great time to ask questions about either the software, how it calculates, or about this product in general. We'll hang out here for a little bit. Okay, with the first question here, how does the increasing income compare to level income riders? Okay, great question, and to be honest with you, if we were to correctly illustrate the 222 versus a guaranteed income rider, whichever one's coming up the best when we do a sort, the guaranteed income rider is going to be way, way, way higher. Now, as long as we have the performance there for the 222, there will be a time where it will catch the guaranteed income and surpass it. And then you'll go a few more years until you get to that break-even point. The ones I've seen, it's usually a 7 to 8 year break-even. And that, again, that's if you're selecting the best crediting method. Great question, though. Any other questions? Okay, so how can we use back testing to tell us what the future is? Well, guys, listen, back testing, all that's going to do is really smoke out the really bad crediting methods. It's not going to give us exact numbers of what the next 10 years are going to look like. It's just like every other investment that you see out in the world that talks about, how past performance is not indicative of future results. Well, the same thing applies here. But the difference is at least you did something. At least you looked at what these crediting methods did and saw that there's a huge difference. It's a great way to, number one, point the client in a better direction, but number two, also protect yourself. Because with all these regulations, especially if you're working with qualified money, and you're going to have to answer to this DOL stuff that might hit, might not hit, we don't know. At least it got delayed, but if it does hit, you have to understand that the only people that are going to be policing those new rules and regulations are going to be attorneys, your local attorneys, that your clients will run into and talk about how, you said that this product was going to do this and it didn't do that, and they didn't understand, blah, 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 and they're going to come after you. And you're going to have all your documentation. You're going to have your fact finder. You're going to have your plan to show that it was a suitable sale. The NAIC right now is rewriting their suitability guidelines. You're going to have that in the file. But you're also going to have in your file, in my opinion, why you select one crediting method over another. Because if you think those attorneys are going to stop after they found out whether it's a suitable sale or not, you're crazy. You're a conduit to the insurance company. And the insurance company is where the deep pockets are. And that's what the attorneys are ultimately going to be going after. So they're going to stop at nothing to create a case that they can take to fruition and try to get some money. So having something that says, this is why I chose these crediting methods. This is what I base my opinion on. Having something is a lot better than just throwing darts or trying to explain your rationale. So I've heard agents through the years talk about how, well, if we mix together, 20% here, 20 there, 20 there, I'm diversifying it. Okay, show me how that rationale did better than just selecting one. You got to act like you're in court. Prove to me that your rationale is good. It's great that you use these big sounding words like diversification, and all that kind of stuff, and that sounds great in front of a client, but when you have to actually prove why you did something, that's a whole new ballgame. That's a whole new story. What the methodology software offers you is, here we go. We did back testing. We looked and saw the past performance of each one of these crediting strategies, and that's why I picked one over another. That's a viable reason that you can back up with evidence. And that's why we feel that, again, don't do the 222 without us. If you do it with us, we can make it a great product. And we can really help people with it. I like the fact that their income can go up every year as long as the indexes keep performing. I think that's a good option. It's a really interesting look at. The 50% bonus, all that is actuarial grandstanding. Instead of putting on there a set fixed roll-up rate, they used a 50% bonus, on a stacking option, basically, is all they did. And it did well if you picked the right crediting method. If you picked the wrong one, you saw it. It didn't do that well. So that was kind of a long answer to that question. Any more questions? All right. Well, hopefully you guys learned something today. If you think of other questions in the future, right there's my number on the screen. Please write it down. If you want to see the backtesting results, give me a call and I'll tell you how you can get a subscription to the newsletter and access to all the different reports that the software puts out. And love to work with you on it. And If you think that this only affects 222, you're wrong. Our methodology software affects every single index product out there, being annuities or life insurance. We back test everything. So whenever you're making an annuity sale, guys, there's no reason not to use us. We can protect you and we can help you steer those clients in the right direction. And yes, to my knowledge, we are the only ones that have these capabilities. If you try to go out to like Annuity Rate Watch and run a back test, I just tried it the other day. It won't even test anything past 2016. I tried to do even an October 1st, 07 to October 1st, 2017, and it told me that there was not enough data. I'm thinking, yeah, there's enough data. There's closing prices. It's just they don't update it enough, and they don't even have near enough index options in there. And you can only compare 3 at a time. What we do is we compare all of them all at once. And we can give you every type of report you want to see on every product you're selling. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to close the webinar out. Have a great day. I look forward to hearing from you guys. We'll be in contact with you to see if some other questions popped up after the webinar ends here, and we're looking forward to talking to each and every one of you. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.